has certainly tested this administration. Mistakes were clearly made, and as a result, we let down the people we're entrusted to serve. I know our citizens deserve better, much better. Now, I'm the governor, and I'm ultimately responsible for all that happens on my watch, both good and bad. Now, without a doubt, we will cooperate with all appropriate inquiries to ensure that this breach of trust does not happen again.
All right, folks, we are back, final segment, and we're joined right now by our friend Paul Mulshine of the Newark Star-Ledger, columnist. Hello, Paul. The investigation, the scandal, whatever, and he did that right up front.
Yeah, and he used that mistakes were made construction politicians like to use when they don't want to admit just who made the mistake.
That's true. He said mistakes were made, but he had previously said, at least with regard to Bridgegate, that it wasn't him. So, overall, I mean, did you expect more? Did you expect less, or just about the same?
Pretty much what I expected. Did a decent job of changing the subject quickly. He got that out of the way and then went to his normal agenda, and that part was quite good. The problem he's got is, I mean, the day started with the Wall Street Journal running that picture of him and Wildstein on September 11th last year. That's right in the heart of and the other two were there, Baroni and Sampson. Baroni, who was still trying to spin this as a legitimate traffic study.
And that picture was taken. That picture was taken where exactly?
At the World Trade Center September 11th commemoration, so he's there he had said something effective. He hadn't seen Wildstein in a long time. Now, the problem he's got, he's very tight with Baroni. Baroni was his guy there. So the line he's selling, that he only discovered last week that the traffic study was a fake, just doesn't sell. He had to know the traffic study was a fake because on December 9th, Pat Foy, the executive director of the Port Authority, appeared before the committee and said there was no traffic study. It's like you can't just hide your head in the sand. Now, as I wrote today's column, what he was trying to do was, if he had managed to limp through to today, at that point, the subpoena authority of the assembly
expired.
Disappeared.
Yeah,
and they weren't going to renew it. But these emails were so explosive that now on Thursday they're going to set up a joint committee with subpoena power, which is going to drag this thing out and just be in the headlines for months.
What's the status of Wildstein and his the girl, the former deputy chief of staff?
Well, everybody expects, they both seem to be trying to compete to be the one who turns state's evidence first, I think. I mean, I guess whoever gets to plead to, make a deal first won't be indicted, So I guess the idea is you want to be the one where they give you immunity and you rat everyone else out, And in her case, I guess she feels, the comments have been that her friends think she's being used as a scapegoat here. So you can probably expect her to make a deal. If she has some, in both cases, they have to have somebody to offer up.
Right. Well, probably they'd only be interested in Christie. Now, let me ask you this. What about this video thing? I got to tell you, at the time, probably because I'm no fan of Christie, I just, when I found out that the money to make the commercials were coming from the Sandy Relief Fund, I just thought it was outrageous, because there are still to this day, as we sit here, people who aren't back on their feet after Sandy. And I know, I guess you could talk about the greater good of the state and urging people to come back and blah blah blah, but I have a problem with that. But was there anything, I mean, did they in fact do what they had to do, get approval from the federal agency in charge before they could spend this money, and the agency signed off on it? And if that's the case, then where's the investigation? Why the investigation?
I don't think there is an investigation. It just, it hurts him more. He got in a lot of trouble with conservatives because he sucked up to Obama so much on the Sandy aid.
Right.
And there's, the administration, Obama has just uncritically been pouring the Sandy aid in, which, of course, I mean, as a New Jersey resident who lives at the shore, I certainly don't mind seeing all that federal money coming in and rebuilding, all the towns nearby.
Right.
So,
but you believe that this investigation, which is ongoing, I mean, there is one federal investigation with regard to the commercials and the Sandy money, you believe that's nothing?
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I wish they'd investigate the guy who wrote that horrible "Stronger Than the Storm." You know, he belongs in jail. That fake Bruce Springsteen kind of riff. That guy deserves federal time.
Is every press conference or every appearance Christie has, is the first question going to be, or the second question going to be, about the bridge?
Oh, boy, that's a good point. You know, he went from the first question always being, will you run for president, to the first question being about the bridge. And, yeah, there's so many questions that are unanswered because, he was out there winging it. He thought he could get by and not ever reveal his role in this. I mean, he has a role in the cover-up, certainly. He doesn't now. That may not be illegal, but he tried to spin his way out of this, and he said a lot of things. And I personally was at the December 2nd news conference when he made the I moved the cone joke.
Yep.
And I believed him. I'm like, the way he said it, he sort of said, yeah, there's no scandal here, And I said, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Nobody would do that, And
well,
of course, that's why once you get burned, you're sort of like, geez.
Yeah. All right, Paul Mulshine, we'll read you in the Newark Star-Ledger, and we'll hopefully talk to you again, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, good talking to you.
Bye-bye. You too. Take care. All right, folks, it's been an interesting day with Donald Trump.